You getting any sleep yet? Got a baby at home.
I'm not even going to lie. I only do like maybe, I'm not even going to say a quarter. Casey's off work now, so she's picking up the night shift.
There you go.
And most of the day shift, too.
There you go.
I'm not even going to lie.
Awesome.
That's okay. Somebody's got to do it. And if you're getting your sleep, that's even better. Bless your heart. Brian, you good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be back.
Yep. Casey?
I'm good.
And Jamie? Yeah. That one too.
I'm super duper good. This is my time of year.
Yeah. Oh, man, and outside
It's
right
football
now.
time. My Knowles are playing this weekend. I know that y'all don't really care.
That's right.
I do.
I welcome college football back, even if it is in that fashion.
It is cool to have a game before all the madness starts. Because
Right.
I'm going to tell y'all, there's a slate of games next weekend
Oh, my gosh.
that pit some of the best games that will probably be played all year.
Georgia and Clemson?
Just right off the
Yeah,
gate.
that's pretty impressive.
This may be the best week one in college football we've had in a long time.
It's they just want to hit it with a bang.
Sure.
You know?
Why not?
This whole season's going to be good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wonder, how did the FSU game in Ireland work out? And they're not playing Notre Dame. How did that happen?
I don't know. I think
weird.
it's got something to do with a negotiation that happened because of the stadium.
Okay.
They knew they were going to do the renovations.
Talking about
They
FSU?
scheduled a game. They were able to schedule a game
Interesting.
to keep it out of, the stadium.
Yeah, and by no means am I saying anything wrong with that,
Yeah.
but I just found if it's Notre Dame playing and it's a fighting Irish and they're playing in Ireland, you go, okay.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, but I mean, and this is cool that they're playing each other.
Oh, yeah.
But I just wondered how that happened. And Casey, thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
We appreciate it more than you know. Let's talk about let's talk
go
about
ahead
Dairy
and
Queen.
Make sure that Mr. Greg Davis and Dairy Queen and his staff gets a quick attaboy. And tonight's blizzard is a brownie batter.
Ooh.
Brownie batter.
Casey, how much of yours is left?
Yeah, it's gone.
Casey don't play
I may
now.
have been a little hungry today.
That's all right.
I've
Was
had
it
a long
good?
day.
Was
it
it
was
good? Yeah, there you
I'd
go.
have picked mine up, but it's empty. There ain't no.
Man, you've already hit yours too?
Oh, yeah. it's
Wow,
done.
man, what's wrong with me?
you just got here.
There you go.
That's all right, though.
I'm supposed to be the eater in this room. But anyway, it's really good. I haven't found one yet that I'm gonna throw in the trash. But man, Greg and his staff do a great job, and we thank him so much for all he does for us. And sponsoring our SwarmCast and the live stream, right?
That's right. That's right.
But
They are all on board.
y'all go over there and patronize them
Get you some of
for
that.
for helping us out. And
Borrow line.
hit it, Brian.
Get you some of that.
Yeah.
If Brian was to walk in wearing his shirt and got him some of that, the world might start coming to an end.
I'd
right
probably
there.
just come in with like a whole ice cream cake.
Yeah. I could see that. I
Oh
could see
yeah,
that.
dude.
You want to come out of an ice cream cake?
Well, you never say never, I guess.
If that's possible. We'll take two.
It reminds me of the Larry the Cable Guy thing about going to the party and there was a midget came out of a cupcake.
dude.
Remember that? That was
yeah.
pretty impressive. It'd be Brian coming out of an ice cream cake.
Wow.
Kind of similar.
A small step above that.
I'll tell
No
you,
pun
that's-
intended.
I'm trying to get this visual out of my head.
Anyway, it's already falling off the edge of the table here. We're barely getting started. Let's talk about Monroe. Very good start to the season, 54-7. I thought, now again, this is my thoughts initially. The offense looked very efficient. We only ran 28 plays and ended up with 300 and something yards and ran the ball very well. I mean, Ahmad Ponder starts the thing off with a 66-yard run. The thing that stuck out to me about that run, Ahmad, in your mind, you think, okay, that's not a guy that's going to outrun everybody. Man, he left everybody.
When he hit open field, he was gone. He was just gone.
And clearly, whatever they've been doing in the offseason to work on their speed has made a big difference.
Yeah, Ahmad looked good when he broke that.
Sure did.
Made a
he
good
was
cut,
gone.
and he was.
And, of course, Deuce Lawrence looked very good. All the running backs looked really, really good. I mean, we had 5 of them that scored touchdowns. Jalen was Jalen, very consistent.
Absolutely.
Defensively, we were solid, but there were some moments where you thought, okay, somebody's wide open there, or somebody was getting to a crease where somebody should have been.
Yep.
And you have to remember, on both sides of the ball now, the other night, you had one guy on offense and really one guy on defense. Even though Daniel Jester has played in the secondary, he was playing in a position the other night that he normally doesn't play.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've got one guy on offense and Jalen Johnson, and really one guy on defense and Jaden Rubo that were starting in spots that they had played in before.
Yep.
But overall, hard to complain.
Yeah, hard to complain when you can score on defense, offense, and special teams.
Yep.
So, pretty much a pretty rounded night. I know that I'm going to throw this in there because I know that Coach Rogers could see a little bit of that youth because we jumped out to the quick lead, and he said you could see we just kind of settled in and said, okay, let's just get through this.
Yeah.
He wants to see the killer instinct from start to finish. And in the second half, we came out. I want to say how impressed I was with that Monroe quarterback.
Oh,
he was
for sure.
I'll tell you, if they got two more guys like that, they're hard to handle.
Oh yeah.
But
really and truly, if they have one more to go with him and Zero, offensively, they're going to be something to watch.
Yeah.
He's special.
That's the most athletic quarterback I think I've ever seen them have.
Oh yeah,
ever. I've seen Monroe a lot of years.
Yep.
I think he may be the best quarterback in that region. If you look at it down the road and you see what that region has collectively as far as quarterbacks go,
that's right.
He may be the best.
And you could definitely make that argument.
Yeah, and their game plan was definitely obvious. If you didn't have number 2 or 0 in your jersey, you weren't really getting the ball.
Well,
honestly, but that quarterback left it all out there.
Oh, he's gassed,
every play after he come back to the huddle, he was about on all fours.
Yeah, And to his credit, he only came out after he started fighting cramps.
Yeah.
Right.
But he was exhausted in the middle of the third, but he kept on going.
Yeah.
And their game plan was real simple. I mean, if you got that guy, it makes sense. You roll him out. Mm-hmm. If he's got somebody open, he throws it. If he doesn't, he takes off.
Yep.
It's kind of the Charlie Ward offense. Yep. And when you've got that type of athlete, you can make some damage now.
I was extremely impressed with him.
Yeah, I thought it was a good test too for that defensive line. Not having Cam Brooks, let's see where we're at. You know, when you get Cam back, you're going to have a lot there. But you wanted to see, okay, well, let's see what these guys can be tested with. So that quarterback brought a lot to be tested with, and I think we over pursued maybe a little bit on the
at times.
And so I can tell you, he put a lot of pressure on our defensive ends.
Yeah, well, and that's a good thing. It's
kind of seen us out of place a couple times. Seen some youth. Sometimes, a young guy will. A lot of times, a young guy will take the path of least resistance, even if it's getting out of position.
Yep. And even if it's
when you're out of position, you're not going to catch that.
Right.
And last year I think we could be out of position, and our athletic ability would just
not just that, but experience.
Yeah, would get us back.
You had guys with experience out there that knew how to cover it up.
Absolutely. Maybe Cam coming back.
Yeah, big time.
Will help. It'll definitely help.
Yeah, with the youth, it's not. It's going to be given. That's going to happen.
Yep.
So as long as they just bookmark it and learn from it next time and know where to be the next play, that's all we can ask anyway.
Well, I told Coach Rogers, and he agreed with this. I mean, if our guys had played absolutely perfectly, you probably would have walked out of there going, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
How the heck did that just happen? I mean, with all that inexperience, they've got some growing to do. And from the coach's standpoint, that's not a bad thing, because now when they're pointing these things out in practice, the guys are actually going to listen, because they know there were opportunities for Monroe to really exploit them that didn't quite take root, but still the opportunities were there. Yeah. And, again, that's not a bad thing.
No.
There were individual performances. Daniel Jester was our MVP of the game. He was all over the place, Brian. I mean, literally on defense, it was fun to watch him.
We were talking about the players of the game. Well, of course, you could have thrown a lot of guys out there because we, offensively and defensively. But the argument I made for Jester was the fact that I think if he didn't make a couple of plays, Monroe maybe has one, maybe two more scores on the board.
Yep,
and I thought that he played a very good game. And, in fact, now he leads the team in tackles with the 9. So I thought he played probably a very, very good game for not only being, new, brand new for this year, but brand new to that position, particularly playing the kind of game that he did.
Let's see here. Kenneth Hurst is asking what the status is on D. Reddick. I'll be honest with you. I think it is a day-to-day thing.
Yep.
And it literally, kind of like Cam, may be a game-time decision. And I think that's kind of the case with Gary Pringle as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you see him, awesome. If you don't, just kind of sit back and know that he's working to get back out there.
Just know that I promise you, each one of those guys are wanting to play football.
Oh, my gosh.
It is killing them.
Absolutely.
But these games, they'll be way more important to us in 4 more games.
Yep. Yeah.
We need them to heal and
it.
get feeling good but now they need the reps. Don't
Yep.
get me wrong. It's good to get reps, but
you know what they can do.
I think Deal probably have to settle into a spot on the defense though that will be a little less
Physical.
because he's got a little shoulder deal that they're addressing, and they've got a harness and stuff to help it. But we've just
Well, the position he's been playing, part of his job is to come up
and stop the run.
Yeah. And I mean,
And he's done it.
I was going to say, he's done that pretty well.
Now,
But
I really
take
think
that off of him if you can.
a healthy D. Reddick, that quarterback looks a little different last week.
You're right.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because not many people going to outrun D. Reddick.
Well, let's also twist that. You have Cam Brooks on the field,
At least,
and some of that stuff, the contain issues don't happen.
Yeah.
And I promise you this, Coach, defensive coordinator, but I promise you, they made strides this week to take care of that. And I come like Randy said, if we would have come out of that thing last week and said, "Dang, what do we got to work on?"
Well, you got to be able to have something. The kids go, okay, they're right. I mean,
Absolutely. So
And here we are talking about we won by the score that we did. So it's not that we're displeased at how the thing turned out, but we're happy that we have something to work off of.
absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what these games, these non-region games, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to some individual performances that really stood out to me. We mentioned Ahmad Ponder.
Yep.
We mentioned Deuce Lawrence.
Yep.
Rodney Dunbar.
Yeah,
and his
absolutely.
first start
Yeah.
goes up and catches a ball high, points it, and takes it in for a touchdown.
he is good at
Head
that high
tap.
point.
Head tap is what they call.
What's that?
Head tap.
Head tap.
Get up over him, yank it.
Yeah.
Man, he done a great job now.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
I was very impressed with the athleticism that you see on the field from all those receivers. It is a heck of a collection of receivers now.
And they're bigger than we've ever had.
Oh, my gosh, man.
The whole bunch of them. We've always had maybe one,
Yeah.
but, man, we've got 5
Oh, no.
that are studs.
Well, you look at Rayburg, 82.
Yep.
J.B. Watkins
Yep.
down there. I mean, and Dunbar's one of those guys that I used to call the gazelles. I mean, just long and lean and can just fly.
Oh, yeah.
We normally don't have those type of
Yeah.
guys. And I really feel that once the timing and everything gets settled with Jalen, which the pass game is all about timing, period. Because a lot of times the quarterback is not throwing to a receiver. He's throwing to a spot.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
And if the receiver isn't in that spot,
Based on the read.
yep, that's it. And that's just nothing but repetition. That's nothing but reps.
And when you get out of your realm of when we
Wait,
get out
hold
of
on a second.
Okay.
Hawk Flanoy.
Yeah.
Who is Chris Daniels' nephew? Now listen now. The names on this team is killing me because you got Tracy Flanoy. I mean, I can't remember his name.
Baby Hawk.
Yeah, Baby Hawk. That's what I was going to say. Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan, he can play. But
Dunbar.
Rodney Dunbar.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Rodney Dunbar is.
That is Chris Daniels' nephew. Well, then no wonder. Shoot, never mind.
That's good DNA, man.
I was going to say he came out of nowhere. No, he didn't.
I was already putting the of course, I asked a stupid question the other day to the guy that works with the county sheriff, the Dunbar guy that works with them, and I said, "Hey, man, is that of course that's our Ken Vogt." That was stupid, but man, I'll tell you, just wanted to say, when you get out of the realm of the wide receivers that are bigger than we've had in the past, our 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends that we have.
Oh, yeah.
They're monsters.
And they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Just got to get those reps.
Gosh, man.
I thought the offensive line looked solid.
Absolutely.
Now, you can tell.
We gave up 1 sack, right?
One sack right there before half. Pass protection is still kind of a work in progress, I think. I mean, these guys.
You got one of them that's got a broke foot.
Yep.
Diggs has got a broke foot. He had surgery. Talked to him on the sideline at the Monroe game. He's already out there in a boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says 3 weeks.
You talking about Jabbar Dunbar, by the way, that you were talking about?
Jabbar, I'm sorry.
How in the heck could you forget Jabbar Dunbar?
Man, I'm terrible with names, so y'all don't kill me, okay? But
it's all right.
But I can see your face, every one of you. Yep. But
Jabbar was a star running back in the 90s.
Absolutely.
With Joe Burns and those guys. Won a couple of state championships.
But what was we
Talking about line. Talking about the line.
The offensive line, you still shuffling people around in there.
Yep.
We've had a couple that's had some cold issues this week and stuff, but all of them practice hard. Just it's this time of year when you start getting into the transition of the seasons.
And not only that, with school just getting back in, there's always something that runs like wildfire through the school.
Hey, but I'll say, though, if you can average over 10 yards a carry per rush, you're doing pretty good.
Well, and I will tell you this. I will tell you this, and we're going to hear from Coach Rogers here in about 15 minutes or so, and he did text and said that he got the message. Don't be surprised, fans, if we're a little more run-heavy than you've seen the last couple of years from the Justin Rogers offense. And if you think about it, why would you not be? I mean, you've got these huge linemen that are clearly man-child material, and then
very aggressive too,
and a stable of running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got one guy back there, okay, you got 5 guys, literally, that can do whatever you want.
Well, and the thing about it is, all 4 or 5 of them would be starters anywhere on Highway 84.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
Defensively, we mentioned Daniel Jester. I thought that Cam Simon looked really good.
Oh, I did too.
I thought he played very well.
Little Hawk, he played a really good game.
Gosh, he could have made a run for the MVP.
And it was one that we thought about because he played that good.
I thought that Ashton Baker got in and played good.
The middle of that
Ashton's
line.
a big guy now,
Yep.
and he's going. The more he gets to play, and the more we build that depth down in there, we got to have that depth.
Well,
right
the middle of the defensive line, which is something all of us going into the season, we're going, okay, now that's a question
because we had Big LeVar down there, but where's LeVar? He's one of your guards now,
right?
On offense.
Yeah.
So, but I think that they seen where maybe we had a couple kids that would develop, and LeVar would be able to move there and help us.
Well, they look good.
Well, the twins, Isaiah and Isaac.
Gosh.
Wow.
I think either Isaiah or Isaac had 4 sacks last week. One of them had 4 sacks. And I don't know if any sophomore has ever come in on their first start and had 4 sacks.
Not like that. Yeah.
And one of them, he got a really good shot on the quarterback. So,
well, and let's mention Eddie Guerrero had the pick 6.
Absolutely. He knows what to do with it, don't he?
When he gets his hands on it. But all the guys in the secondary, I thought Dennis Jr. looked good back there.
Yep.
Again, I thought everybody looked solid. Okoye Rawls played really well, 11.
Yep.
That's Whitwit's boy. He did a real good job. And by the way, was the star of the tailgate show last week and just really nailed that. If you didn't listen to that, that was really, really good. Amari Stevenson.
Just as solid as they come, man.
I'm telling y'all. Number 24, and not that this is not taking anything away from anybody on the defense.
Right.
There's something special about that kid.
Yeah.
He's got some sort of something that there's a little swagger to him.
Yeah.
That once he gets his wheels under him on the field. But again, overall, and Drew Renault, we need to mention Drew.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Great job with kickoffs. Most of them touchbacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kicked the field goal, solid. Would have been good from 50.
Yeah.
At least.
Yep.
And kickoff coverage and everything. Well, they had a little bit of room at times, but again, that's a work in progress. But a 54 and 54-7. Bottom line.
Yep. If we're complaining, I'm surely not complaining.
No.
So
And a great crowd too.
Oh, fantastic.
absolutely, they were loud and rowdy, but they got to kick it up a notch.
I don't think you got to worry about kicking up a notch this week. Now I could be wrong.
Buckets on the line. Buckets on the line.
Yep. I'll tell you where I was surprised. When I got home, I was able to watch CTV's report of the game.
Okay.
And their camera folks are on the field. It is way, way louder down there
Oh yeah, believe me.
than it is where we are.
Yeah, when we were at Marist last year, incredible. I knew what I was trying to hear, and I know that coach for Marist,
Chadwick,
he was losing his mind.
we
He
turned
called,
it into a
I
home
don't know
game.
how many times he stopped the game to tell the officials they had to quit.
And we turned
they
it
were
into a
like,
home game.
yeah,
Is that Coach Rogers? Good deal.
But anyway, but I want to see it turned up a notch.
Oh, I don't think you got to worry about that. And Coach Rogers is probably going to bring that up too. Coach Rogers, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's
yeah.
working. There we go. I like it, man. Thanks for calling in, Coach.
I'm telling you, make your biggest improvements week 1 to week 2.
Hey, we got ours too.
That's ain't just on the field. That's right. Well, Coach, we've been sitting here talking about the Monroe game. Give everybody your impressions of what you saw with the kickoff of the season.
I thought our kids played well with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, which you would expect, being game 1. I thought for the most part, we had good poise, not getting too emotional and too excited. I thought we had good poise, and I thought there was a lot of things done really, really well that looked great, that you're excited about. Obviously, the running back position was one of those that really stood out that you're excited about. But then, obviously, there was other things that we got to improve on. I thought our defense played very aggressive, and I thought we played fast in the back end, but we got to do better at quarterback contain. The quarterback hurt us on that, and then we got hurt on some situational football where we gave up some first downs on some 3rd and 4th and longs that we just can't let happen. But overall, a really good opening performance, and it's big to win that first game. That's a big game to win. You've been working hard for that, so winning the opener is important.
No doubt. And what did anybody that you saw on the field that I don't want to say pleasantly surprised you, but somebody that you thought, okay, now that guy really stepped up?
I thought Donnell Jester, moving to the boundary, playing that boundary safety job full time. I thought he looked really, really good.
Yeah, he was our MVP the other night.
Yeah, I thought he played awesome. I thought Donnell played awesome. Eddie's going to be a solid corner. Eddie Guerrero over in the boundary. Thought he went good. I give you one that nobody's probably thinking about. Carson Morales.
Yes.
I thought for a freshman doing holding, just the holding part, which no one thinks of, but it's important. I thought he did a great job for a young buck getting in there doing that. Hey,
no question about it. And the Andrews twins, Coach, they kind of showed out for you.
Yeah, they it's such a neat story with them. I mean, they've been ball boys since they're like in 6th grade, and so they've been dreaming of this moment of starting, for the Yellow Jackets, and so this was their first chance to start in a game, and so now I thought they did really good, both of them, and we're playing them a little early, but they're going to just get better and better.
How did Cam Simon look now that you got a chance to go back and look at the tape?
Good. I mean, he looks good. He's got to continue to learn to kind of play at the scrimmage, kind of squeeze that thing down. He got upfield a couple times, that kind of cost us on some things with the containment, running past the quarterback. But overall, I thought he played with leverage, for a tall guy being able to kind of bend and play with good leverage.
Yeah. So Cairo comes in this week, Coach, and I know you've had a chance to look at him. What do you see when you look?
You see number 4. I know that.
Yeah.
Because he's all over the place. I mean, he's the starting safety. He's returning kicks. He plays slot receiver. He plays split end. He plays quarterback. He plays running back. And so you see 4. And so you just got to really corral him because he's a dynamic player. He'll get a bunch of offers by the end of this year just off his skill set. And then, defensively, you see a group that can run around a little bit. They're young. They got a lot of sophomores. So they're still kind of working out some kinks there, but they've got good speed.
And, of course, it's a rivalry game, so you kind of hold your breath and hope that nothing funky happens because rivalry games, you just never know.
No, it'll be emotional at the beginning now. It'll be both squads will be juiced up, excited, a little jaw-jacking going back and forth. And so you want to just kind of weather that first 4 minutes. And if you can weather that first 4 minutes, it kind of everybody settles their nerves and it just turns into a football game. And so you don't want to make no big mistake when it's in that emotional state in them first 4 minutes. A lot of times you can lose a rivalry game right off the jump just making some emotional mistake.
Yep, no question. Guys, you got any questions for him before we get any further?
Coach, I know we talked about post-game last week about challenging the crowd. I know you want to get Jacket Nation there and get them riled up, especially – they showed up last week, but we didn't make noise all 4 quarters. I know you want noise all 4 quarters this week.
Well, you got to ease into it. I mean, we got to ease into it. It's early August. We got to ease into that 4th quarter being ready. So we got a good half out of you. And I thought they had an unbelievable first half. Yeah, I really did.
I seen some cramps up in the stands.
It was good. That's right. That's what I was going to say. But I think we kind of lost our lungs in the second half. I hope they've hydrated. I hope they've ate well. and got a good night's sleep tonight because I'm going to need you all four this time. We're going to see if we extend it on out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And, Coach, too, I was going to mention, and we'll talk about this in a little while, the first inductees into that Thomas County Schools Hall of Fame with Johnny Yearby, who was Coach Ward's quarterback back in the day, and then Herb Christopher, the first guy to go into the NFL out of Thomas County. They were so thrilled to be a part of it. And one of them sent me a message after the game and said, my high school games weren't like that. It's changed. They were impressed.
No, we built, thanks to this community and thanks to the support, we've built a great atmosphere. I got guys right now that would go to some colleges and they're playing college football and won't play in an atmosphere as good as what we have. Yeah. And so it's just a testament to our community, our support, and our fans. And it's just an unbelievable opportunity and a blessing for our players.
Yeah, Coach, I was extremely impressed that that Malachi was made the freshman All-American team this year, man. How awesome is that?
No, it's great. I mean, I think he's going to do awesome. I think he's a dynamic player that people slept on when we got here. He was one early on that we thought could be what he turned out to be, very special. Malachi's highly competitive, and he's got a great skill set. And then you add that to his competitiveness, you got a great player. Now, me and him going to have to talk a little bit, though, now. That dang interview talking about the best offense he's ever been a part of. Me and him going to have to talk.
Well, hold on, Coach. Now,
I'm sure it's a good offense and everything, but I don't know about that.
At first I cringed on that too. But you know what, Coach? He's in that system right now. So
well, and not only that, let's go one step further.
He backed up and saved himself. He talked about how fast we played.
There you go.
He realized he got a text now. I promise you, I text like, really. But no, I'm just joking. I'm so proud of him. I mean, we are just over the moon, and I am a Pitt Panther fan.
Yeah, 100%.
Pulling for
100%. And I tell you what's kind of cool. One of the inductees coming up in the little Hall of Fame thing that we're doing, Coach, is Terry White. Terry was an all-state running back here in the 70s, and he was an All-American defensive back at Pitt. And now Malachi is the second Thomas County guy to play at Pitt. Terry still lives up there, and he said he's going to go find him and introduce himself, and he's going to go keep up with him. And I think that's very, very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Sound like to me, Pitt needs to sign more people from Central.
You're right. And listen, the comment from the
two you got pretty doggone good. Maybe you ought to come get some more.
You're right. Now, well, after they see Malachi, they may be doing it. I got to tell you, though, Coach, I got to comment on this. When that reporter asked him, what's the transition been like, coming from South Georgia high school into Pitt? And he said, well, this is pretty much what we're doing in high school.
Yeah, I'm usually
it is.
Ain't no big deal.
And that's, we pride ourselves on having a good program, but then also it goes back to what you talked about, fan support. I mean, he's used to playing in big atmospheres.
Yep.
I mean, it just is what it is. We have great atmospheres that are able to emulate. I ain't saying we as loud, as big, but it emulates a great college atmosphere.
Yep, no question about it. No question about it. Well, Coach, go get yourself some rest and get ready for tomorrow. I'm looking for a big night. Again, the rivalry games, there's nothing quite like it down here in that battle for the bucket. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Ain't no doubt, man. I'm in line right now, coming in backwards the wrong way at this Chick-fil-A. Y'all got me messed up. I just left. We just got through playing. Since you got me called on Thursday, I can give you the update every week. Our freshman team played Colquitt and won 35-28, I think. 35-28, 35-27. So got a win. The JV team went down to Moultrie, had the game 20 to 19.
Yep.
Just scored. And they went for the win. Going for two, baby. Had a guy open on a wheel ball. Ball got knocked down. We wound up losing 20-19.
Yep.
But I like it, man. Be aggressive.
Absolutely. 100%. Play to win it.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
No doubt.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to get this chicken nugget meal.
Go on, man.
I'll call y'all next week.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Take care, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
I guarantee he can talk his way out of anything. So it don't matter.
Going in the wrong way at Chick-fil-A. That needs to be a country song.
I mean,
you play it backwards.
You play it backwards, you walk out with the nuggets. But I guarantee he probably did send Malachi a text message about that being the best offense he had played in.
But you got to think Malachi's situation now. He's up there with Coach Pat Narduzzi. And
Well, yeah, he's got to take care
I
of
mean,
his own.
this is the best one I've ever played in. I'm not playing in yours, Coach.
That's true. That's true. Let's see here. Any other questions that we got? Somebody was asking what year Shea was in. Freshman. Let's see. I think he's a freshman. One of the big defensive linemen, Jamie Shea, and I can't remember his last name.
Shea Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is he a freshman?
Yes, sir.
What?
He is a man.
He is a freshman?
Dude.
I was going to say
Number
on the
93.
Yeah, on the
he's
Max
a
Preps thing
man
it says
child.
he's a freshman, but
He's a man child.
holy okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he's every bit as big as when Austin came over from the.
Golly.
Wow.
Yeah, I called Austin Bryant when he first came over. I called him baby Cam for Cam Newton because he kind of
was playing quarterback.
Cam.
He was playing quarterback at the time.
And this guy is he's a monster. And I'm talking about built. I'm talking about look like he's been lifting weights since he was 5.
Lakeisha Esther said the problem with the Horns last week is they got lip cramps.
That's right. Hey,
Do it.
you need to go up there and have y'all some what's those
Get some
lip
lip balm.
injections put in
Botox.
in there, and y'all be able to blow all night.
Or just let somebody just pump it, just punch you in the mouth. I mean, you get a good seal. But I have a feeling we'll see a lot more of the Horns and stuff tomorrow night too. Now there were some.
If you are looking for a horn, go by Garrison Pilcher Elementary tomorrow. They have some for sale.
Do they?
They do.
Okay, that's what we were talking about last week. Yeah.
They've
Gracie
got
bought 3 today.
They've got cowbells for $1 and they've got horns for $5.
How is that thing? Thanks to Dairy Queen one more time. Greg Davis and the folks down there on US 19. We had the Jamie Maters Blizzard of the Week. It was brownie batter.
Delicious.
Kasey, his lasted about 35 seconds or
That's
so.
what happens when you
As do
haven't
mine.
ate all day.
Mine's so good I'm babying it.
Are you taking your time?
Taking my time.
Making it last. So why don't we? Let's see if there's another question here. Oh, listen, weather-wise, Brian Gibson, who is up in Alaska watching us,
Okay.
saying he wishes he could send the weather down here. Today,
Was
Good.
there has been something in the air, just a little touch of it.
Let's thank Keith Massey. for that
Keith
one.
may have something to
There
do it.
you
Casey
go.
said may have something to do it. Just a nice little cool edge to it. It's supposed to be the same way tomorrow.
That'll be good with
Yeah,
me.
no question. Why don't we go ahead, if you've got the flashback thing, Casey? Let's go ahead and flashback. Now, last week, I can tell you're going way back, man. That's something we used to do. The original station that I was a part of that was doing Central's football games was called Magic 107. And we had a thing that we did every weekend. It was called Flashback. And it went back to a year. And it was actually a cool little show because it had songs from that year, but it had like commercials that were famous and news reports and stuff. So it was almost like while you were listening to it, you were transported back in time. So the guy who introduced it always, do it again.
Flashback.
Kind of like that. But anyway, last week we flashed back to 1996 and the opening game against Marist. I started thinking about K-Row games. Of course, there's been a bunch of fantastic games, but I don't think there's any that have been more impressive than the one from 2 years ago, whenever Coach Rogers made his coaching debut. And you got to remember, the last time the Yellow Jackets walked off the field before that game was the 59-0 loss against Benedictine.
Absolutely.
So to the K-Row folks' credit, they really didn't know what to expect. And it did not take long to figure out what was going on. So
There was a new sheriff.
yeah, you ain't kidding. It was Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Let's go to 2022 and watch some of the action from the K-Row game.
To the 15, to the 20, fumbles it. It's on the ground, and we got it. Somebody flew in. That was Tyler Floyd.
It was.
Claps the hand, takes the snap, fakes it. Trey steps back, goes across the middle. Call Tyler Floyd, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown on the first play.
I like it. Slant route across the middle.
Snap to him over his head. It's going to roll into the end zone.
All right, go
It's
now.
going to go to the back of the
Now
end
you
zone
can
and
see.
stop.
Now-
We dive on that ball. I think
That's
it's a
okay.
touchdown
And then
or
they
six.
snapped the ball over the
It rolled out the
punter's
back.
head. It goes through the end zone. And that was on the next possession. So now it's 9-0.
Toward the field, have Totten
probably 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, actually. And now here's Sam going to Hopkins. Back corner. I mean, literally, and you can see the clock down there in the lower left-hand corner. Like 5 minutes to go. And Cairo did score, so it's 16-7 at this point. They were, I mean, literally on the first play of the second quarter.
Toward the end zone, Hopkins trying to run up under it, goes up, touchdown!
High points
Adam
ball,
Hopkins!
and it is 23,
Still saying
or actually
timeout.
22-7.
Now we'll line up. 3-man right.
And here we are now,
Sam
just a
in
handful of
shotgun.
minutes
Cairo
later.
and a 5-man front. We move
And
toward
we're
the
down
highway,
deep.
by the way. Sam yells at the line. Got to
And,
get it down to about the 23.
Sam
Tries
Brown
to
does
draw
his
him off.
thing.
It doesn't work. Claps a hand, steps back.
Tries to draw
They're
him
pressuring
off.
him. He throws it up in the air. Got wide open.
Down there.
Dalton,
He was
3, 2, 1,
again.
touchdown, Hopkins.
It was a big night.
They
by
hit
Bryan
Sam
Hopkins.
Brown as he let go of it, but Hopkins caught it. Sam
some
takes it,
green
goes to
boards,
Brent.
didn't
No,
he?
Sam
That'd be
keeps
fun.
it, runs behind his line, 3,
Here
2,
we go in the
pushes
third
down there. I
quarter.
think he got in
Sam
there.
takes it
Touchdown, Sam
himself and
Brown.
Goes in straight up the middle. And with about
Wants the
9
snap,
minutes
takes
there,
it,
it was
drops back with time. With pressure now running
36-7.
off of it, still running. We're going to hit
Now
him.
the quarterback
Knock the ball
running
out of there.
for
It's on the
his
ground. And it's going to
Scoop the
roll,
ball
and we're going to pick it up and try to run it.
Pick
Is
it up
that
along
Zeke?
their side.
5,
One
10,
of our
15.
defensive
Keeps
guys
driving
runs it
down there.
down.
Where did he get knocked out?
About the 12
Sam
or
in a
so.
shotgun. Brenton on his left hip.
And
Takes the snap. Fakes it.
6
Brenton.
minutes to go in
Sam
the
runs in the
third.
middle. Drives and gets down to the
Sam
goal line.
Brown
I think he's
once
right on
again.
top of it.
Howell's
Touchdown.
in there.
Sam Brown with his second rushing
And
touchdown of the
the
night.
route was on.
You know, again, I don't know what the
43-7
scoring record
now.
is for this as far as
And,
points that we have scored. But we got to be
when we
getting
got
close
into
to
the
it. I
fourth
don't
quarter, we
remember
had
us
already had
ever.
one like
I don't
that.
remember us ever sniffing
And,
50 points.
got into
against
the
Cairo,
fourth
ever.
quarter and
If
score
we get
again
it in
here.
here, we'll be right there. Trey Brenton on
And
Sam
still
Brown's
about
right hip.
10 minutes or 9 or so minutes left
First
on
and
the
goal
clock in the
from there,
game.
2.
And it was
Takes
50
the
to
snap,
7.
goes to Trey. He's going to get hit, but
And
he drives and gets in there.
Right
Touchdown, and
after
it is
this,
49
the
to
second
7.
lightning alarm hit, and they called the game, and that was pretty much it. But what a way to start.
Absolutely. And I think everybody knew at that point there was a new sheriff in town.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the
When
thing,
I went to Perry for the spring scrimmage,
I remember you telling us. I remember that.
I was making phone calls. Hey,
you called me.
there's something different.
Yeah, you called me.
This ain't the same.
Yeah.
Well, and I remember flat out asking you, what do you see that's different? And you said, I don't really know, but it's different.
Absolutely.
And you said it's different across the board.
Yes, all phases. I
Yep.
mean, it was just like the switch. Boom.
Yep.
And I can remember telling people, and they'd all ask, well, what's different? I
Yeah.
said, man, when you get here to watch it, it's different. So
Well, and let's say this too. I mean, last year we go to Cairo and Jalen Johnson has his first game. And of course, we go into the season going, how do you replace Sam Brown? Because Sam had, I mean, a record setting year.
I think Jalen was,
He didn't even blink.
I think he completed every pass.
There's
Let's
a few
see
games
here.
last year he done that though.
Dontarius Jester. What? Okay, Danelle Jester's brother. A lot of people don't know that James Hot Dog Davis and Eric McGraw are his cousins.
Get out.
What?
I'm gonna tell you, that's how
Listen,
deep this blood
It
runs.
is
man.
legacy.
When you talk about hot dog, you talking about right here close to mine and Bryce's.
Yeah, that's
generation.
that's down with you guys.
Absolutely.
Hot dog was maybe 3 years ahead of me in school.
Yeah.
I remember watching. Golly.
Oh,
that-
he was something
wow.
now.
Oh yeah.
Golly, you start connecting
Good
these
stuff, man.
bloodlines. Well, it's like the thing last week whenever we were inducting the guys in the Hall of Fame. There's Herb Christopher going in, right? He is Adam Choice and Joe Burns' uncle.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
What?
Isn't it?
Okay. You can dance around a lot of stuff, but DNA ain't one of them. Lakeisha Esther asks, how is Sam doing? Bryce, you want to take that?
Yeah, he's doing good. Still training every day. Hard to believe, but he is even bigger now than he was when he left. Muscle mass, all the above. They just moved up to Georgia Southern 2 weeks ago. Won't be – well, he's missed the walk-on tryouts for this past year anyway. So this following spring, he'll be trying out for Georgia Southern to walk on.
Walk on?
There. Yep.
I can see that now.
Which they've got some, I mean, not going to say bad things, but they've got some potential for him to make the team and work his way up. I mean, to compete for the job, honestly, because I think I just got a notification yesterday that they're starting a redshirt sophomore this year. So to me, that kind of says, they're looking, searching, because I think they have some upperclassmen that are quarterbacks there now. So if a younger guy's getting a start, maybe searching for some things.
Right.
So hopefully it'll work out in his favor, but he's trying for sure.
Well, and I have had a lot of folks ask what the deal was, what happened with Sam. And it's just really, really simple. Sam exploded in his senior year. I mean, that's when Sam Brown became kind of a legend here. And the problem with the way this recruiting mess works, if you're not established going into your junior year, you are behind the 8 ball because you got a line of guys in front of you. Then you add into it the COVID year that everybody got in college. So every player got an extra year. So you had quarterbacks stay in an extra year. And then the transfer portal, which the programs now are sitting back and waiting to see who comes out quarterback-wise before they commit to anybody. And let's be honest, too, because of the transfer portal, with quarterbacks, unless you are like a 5-star guy, you're just not going to get many looks. You're just not.
And you got to go – I mean, now in the last handful of years, the biggest thing is those 7-on-7 camps.
Yep.
If you're not going to that, you're not going to get any looks.
Yep.
I'll be honest. You're just not. You got to go do the thing.
Yep.
Get yourself out there in front of them. And if you're not traveling around, you're just not going to get saw.
Yep.
Or seen, sorry.
Yep.
It's kind of bad, because I do think he was, him not going anywhere is kind of a waste.
He fell through the cracks.
I know
he's
for
good
sure
now.
if he gets a shot out there at Georgia Southern, he's going to impress
Well,
folks.
the thing that makes me encouraged, Bryce, and the reason we know so much is that Sam is dating Bryce's sister, my niece, Kendall. The thing that makes me encouraged, I think Sam's got a burr under his saddle now a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There's something to prove, and there wasn't before. And you take an athlete, a guy that is so focused as Sam, and you put that little bit of motivation behind him, I'm telling you, Georgia Southern better watch out.
And he's already as competitive as it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I mean, you just better watch out. I don't have any question in my mind that this time next year we are talking about Sam Brown being a part of what's going on with Georgia Southern's offense. Yep. I don't have any question in my mind. Let's see here. I did not see the GHSF Daily's question of the day today, Brian Gibson. So if you will share that, we'll try to address it. Let's talk about Cairo a little bit, guys, because we have not really talked about the syrup makers very much. Coach Rogers did bring it up that Brian Duncan, who is number 4 for them, he ended up with 270 rushing yards against Worth County. And a lot of that came with direct snaps to him, kind of that wildcat thing.
Yeah, they run him out of a wildcat to try to compensate and try to make up some ground for, not really having a true quarterback yet. And what he does is he's athletic. He uses what the good Lord gave him, and he's quick. And we know we're going to see him.
Well, you know about him. You were telling me about him as far as playing against.
I wonder if the same kid is he
he's
like a sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's we've been seeing him. My son Eli is a sophomore, so we've seen him in the 7th, 8th, and the 9th grade, and he is the real deal. The only thing I can compare him to that I've ever seen was Willie C. Harris.
Whoa.
That's the speed.
That's before these guys.
That's the speed he has.
Golly.
Willie C. single-handedly
that.
could keep you in any football game. I don't give a crap who you playing.
Yep, right. You're right.
But he's got that kind of he's that kind of mojo. And Willie C. Harris was an incredible athlete.
Well, Cairo. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But this kid is.
It sounded what you were telling me. You think you've got a shot at tackling him, and then if he finds a crease, it's over with.
Yeah, he's
just that fast.
Yeah, the only player that I see him he's like on our team is D.
Mm-hmm.
He's just crazy elusive,
mm-hmm.
and if he gets a step, he's gone
very quick.
If he gets behind you, it's over.
Yeah.
You can just go ahead and you can go on to the sideline.
Now, the good news from the Yellow Jacket standpoint is that based on the 2 scrimmages that Cairo has had, he's the man.
Yep.
And I think
Absolutely.
you could kind of tell from Coach Rogers' comments there that 4 is going to be all over the field, and wherever he's at, we got to keep an eye on him, flat out.
Absolutely.
And what's unusual though, Cairo normally, traditionally, hangs their hat on their defense.
Yep.
Bottom line. Irwin County shut them out 20-0 in the first scrimmage a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And then against Worth County, it was a literal track meet.
Yep.
Worth County scored 52 points in 3 quarters. And I think they had near 400 and something total yards. Their quarterback threw for 300 or something. That's unusual. But there's a reason. That sophomore class was kind of special.
Absolutely. They've never
lost a game.
They've never lost a game. That sophomore class never lost a game. Went the whole 7th grade season without giving up 1 point. They went undefeated and never gave up a point.
That's pretty sporty.
Wow.
I don't care what grade you in.
Yeah.
I've seen the shirts. I know. Eli, believe me, his little team is some of the only losses they ever had. Eli's little team. Our little sophomore class ain't shabby either.
Yeah.
But
that's sporty.
Corralling that guy is.
Now, did they do the same thing kind of in
Absolutely.
the middle school? It was just
it was
4 left,
okay,
4
buddy.
right.
Just wherever you see something, just go. Just do it. Now, we had him. They came and played us here at our stadium in the 8th grade. We got it into the 4th quarter, about middle ways through the 4th quarter, and he broke one. And they missed the extra point. We break the kickoff all the way back to the 5-yard line. And I'm thinking, here we go. They ain't been scored on in 2 years. You know, we just need to score. And 3 plays later, that defense, we on the 15. Like 1 minute left to go in the game, he lines up on offense and he breaks another one.
Oh my gosh!
They beat us 13-0.
Wow.
I mean, he scores both the touchdowns. I mean, but their daggum defense was a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was just so fast.
Yeah.
And the players are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just need to take care of business.
Just young.
Absolutely.
I mean,
that sophomore class they got is special.
Yeah. The question from that Bryan was speaking about, what coach with a 99-23 record can become the 27th in GHSA history to achieve victory number 100 in fewer than 125 games?
Let me think.
I wonder who that could be. It's Justin
Facebook
Rogers.
just crashed.
Is it really?
If he wins tomorrow night, that will be win number 100 for Coach Rogers
Awesome.
in 125 games. That's pretty sporty.
That is sporty.
But to be the specific part of that question is the 27th in the GHSA history to achieve that in just 125 games.
That's right.
That's what makes that even more impressive.
Now, you think about all the coaches that have come through coaching football in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely.
To be the 27th to ever do that, hopefully, that's pretty impressive. Well, anyway, as far as the K-Row game is concerned, wherever 4 is, just make sure that you keep an eye on him, and hopefully, again, our guys will be doing the same thing. And 2, this is kind of cool. Billy Pilcher just sent me a reminder that if we're able to win the game, Billy will be presenting the bucket to the team in honor of Coach Pilcher.
Awesome.
And they're actually having some verbiage engraved onto the bucket to honor Coach Pilcher's legacy. And I think K-Row's got Coach Wes Thomas on there. Yep. So, again, there's a lot of tradition that's in that silver bucket. It's pretty cool.
I love it.
Yep, me too.
I love it.
We need to go and get our games for this week, our picks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see what we got there. And then I want to talk about the new the next inductees into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we'll try to go quick here.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'll give a full rundown, then we'll go back to the top.
If we go past an hour, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I hope nobody out there minds.
It's just too much fun.
All right.
Well, Facebook has crashed, so we're just on YouTube now.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, when you try to have 4 million views and
I can't even get Facebook down.
within the hour, I mean, that's what happens.
All right, so we'll do the rundown on the records from last week.
Okay.
Brian and Randy are tied 5-0. Jamie 4-1, and I am 3-2. So,
all
right.
I'm coming to get you, boys.
Totally not keeping track or anything, but
no, not that he would keep up.
I love it, man. I love it.
All right, so we got our 5 games this week. Money's Mill at Valdosta, Pelham at Thomasville, Cook County at Bainbridge, Ware County at Coffee, Worth County at Irwin.
Golly, those are some good ones.
So we'll go back and pick the Valdosta game. We'll start at the top.
Valdosta and
Monday's Mill.
Monday's Mill. It won't be a good Monday.
I don't believe so.
Friday's not going to be a good Monday?
No.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and going into Death Valley, and Valdosta won really impressively last week.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I would. I'll go with the Cats for sure.
Yeah, Valdosta.
Yep, I'm going to follow suit there too.
Cats.
I wonder what Monday's Mills
Mascot.
mascot
The
is.
Tigers.
But you
What's
know how
that?
you say
Tigers.
that you've had
The
a Monday
Tigers?
on a
Yeah.
Friday and a Monday on
I was
a
going to say
Tuesday.
the Monday's Mill
It
Tuesdays.
won't be good.
All right. Pelham at Thomasville.
Go ahead, Jay.
All right, I'm going with the Dogs, and I'm not. I know Leonard will have them ready. Coach Guyton will have them ready, and I hope Trey has an awesome game. I'm all about the Guytons. But I think the depth for a single A school
That's it.
to have the depth that they have at Thomasville is unbelievable.
Yep.
It is impressive.
Yep.
And I don't know what Leonard's numbers are, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're like Thomasville's. And I think that Veer is like Novocaine.
It'll cause some problems.
Oh, yeah.
If you give it time, it'll work.
We've
Yep.
all seen it.
But I'm gonna tell you, if he has a chance to get ahead of Thomasville,
Yep.
and start working that run,
Killing the clock.
oh boy, it'll be a long night. But
I'm with you.
he has got to keep the football.
Yep. To me, I mean, depth is one thing, but Thomasville has 28 seniors.
Absolutely.
And that's just for a single A. That's ridiculous. A double A school, triple A school, any school.
Yeah.
That's almost borderline ridiculous. So you add the depth thing into there, I'm with you. I think the Dogs win solid. But just like any other time when you see a wing tee or you see a veer or something, I think that Pelham will make some noise early on. And if Thomas will make some mistakes, that could get interesting. But I think the Dogs win it and win it solidly. Brian, what you think?
Yeah, I mean you can't argue depth. You know that's
Yep.
the one thing you just
Can't coach it.
And so I agree with you. I think Pelham will be ready to play. I just
Absolutely.
think when you go 3-4 quarters in, it starts to differentiate there, and I think Thomasville does well.
Well, if it's close,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't have no depth.
Yep.
If you start believing,
yeah.
Yep.
them Monroe teams, I remember, them Westover teams.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I
They
think
smell it. It's
Yep.
going to be tough now.
it does need to be said, though, if the weather is cool, which it's supposed to be a little cooler tomorrow
That'll
night, I
help.
think that helps Pelham some.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah,
That
for
plays right into their hands.
What you think?
Yeah, I mean, the depth is hard to overcome in
Yeah.
a game of football, no matter who you play, where you play, what you do.
Yep.
Again, going back to the Veer, well, us as Central fans, we've all seen it work, and some nights it just can't be stopped.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I'm going to have to go with Thomasville.
Yep. I agree.
All right, Cook County at Bainbridge.
All right, Jambone.
Boy, I'm going to tell you, if the most distance is made up between 1 and 2, I hope that Bainbridge made up a bunch.
Yep.
But who knows what Coffee's got? Obviously, they're
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Oh, yeah.
Cook County's,
They're good.
I think they're going to be pretty solid. I think this is a very, very competitive football
Where's
game.
that played at? Where's it going to be playing?
It's at Bainbridge.
At
isn't it?
Bainbridge.
It's at Bainbridge. Boy, that's going to be that's going to be a
tough.
close game.
Yeah.
But I think Cook wins it.
Yep, I'm with you. I think Cook, this is one of those transition years for Bainbridge. I mean, if you're a football fan, a high school football fan, and you've watched it for any period of time, every program goes through a period of transition where, and I love the way Coach Pilcher used to say, you got years where you got Jimmys and Joes everywhere, and then there's years you look down and you're trying to find a Jimmy, much less a Joe. And I think Bainbridge may be in one of those spots. Now, I do think they're getting their starting quarterback back who did not play against Coffee. And I think that will make a difference. But I think Cook is pretty talented. And Bainbridge has a brand-new head coach, brand-new program, top to bottom. I think Cook pulls out a close one, but should be a very competitive game. Brian, what you think?
I'm going Bainbridge on this one, only for the fact of I just think Coffee overwhelmed them real quickly. New coach, new scheme, they got overwhelmed.
Snowballed.
And it just fell apart. I think this week they come in a little bit more focused. They get a little bit more lasered in. You get the quarterback back. And I think Cook County coming in, they're at their home field. I think it just helps them, and I think they rebound.
I can see that.
I can see that too.
Like
It's going to
Bryce?
be close.
Yeah.
Coffee is one of the best in the region.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not it's not anyway. All right.
Who you picking?
So a few years ago, I mean, Bainbridge didn't get off to a great start
Yep.
when they won the title that year.
It's true.
That's right.
2018.
I'm pretty sure they had back-to-back losses opening up. I'm pretty sure, or lost pretty much all the non-region games.
I think you're right.
But I'm gonna say new head coach gets his first win. I'm
Okay.
picking Bainbridge.
All right. Fair enough.
All right, next one we got is Ware County Gators at Coffee County.
Ooh.
That's a game.
Jamie Majors.
Every time I hear Ware County, I just want to cringe because
I know.
we just see.
Man, we've had so many battles against
I
those guys.
know.
Fantastic football games.
We'll let Bryce throw this one out there
Yeah,
first.
yeah, we'll go reverse. All right.
He's thinking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say Coffee County is the defending champions.
5A.
Yeah, specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna keep on defending. I'm gonna take Coffee County.
I hear you.
Never discount the Gators. It's always Gators.
Oh, God.
Not
Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast.
I got Ware County just because I've seen what Ware County can do, and they can break your heart.
That's
Step
true.
on it and do it again. Ware County over Coffee.
That's true. I'm going to go with Coffee just because they're at home, and Ware County's Ware County. I mean, some programs, some teams you play, you just know they're going to be good. As Coach Rogers says, it just goes with the logo on the helmet. I think they'll go in there and give Coffee Coffee will not win at 59-6. I can flat tell you, but I think Coffee County will win it. It'll be a close football game, but I think Coffee wins it. Speaking of coffee, this thing right here is pretty good. Just saying.
Is coffee spelled just like C-O? Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't decaf last week, I can tell you.
Lord. I can tell you that Bainbridge,
They were spicy.
They won by a latte.
Wow.
Bryan Davis.
Brian,
You good?
get you some.
You okay?
Oh. I'm going with Brian.
Ooh. A Seminole picking the Gators.
Ware County.
That's the only time.
Yeah, it's high school, though. So that
It's just there's something about Ware County. I'm telling you.
Where
I
I
don't
think-
disagree with you. They show up in
I
the
think they've got something to prove. And I think Ware County gets it done, but it's going to be, man.
And let's not forget last year's game too. I mean, where's got they smell blood in the water.
I think Coffee got them pretty good last
They
year.
did, and I think
So.
it's hard to get Ware County twice.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are they playing?
It's
Said
at Coffee.
It's a Douglas.
That don't help them.
No, yeah,
But I think Ware gets it done.
That'll be a heck of a game.
Now,
it will be.
now the surprise of last week was Benedictine.
Oh my gosh!
What
They
happened?
got spanked.
I mean, I don't think that they can remember getting beat like that. I remember them beating somebody like that.
Yeah.
Vividly.
How could I forget? I've
Right
tried.
before the flashback there.
Oh Lord! But what happened?
I don't know. You got me.
I don't want to play who they played. I can tell you that.
Well,
I
here,
don't want none of that.
let's say this too. Did you see what Marist did with Jefferson? And Jefferson was the number one team
No.
in 4A. Yeah, Marist beat them 23-7.
Whoa!
Yeah, and Jefferson scored late in the fourth quarter. It was 23-0 basically till the end of the ball game.
Looks like Maris has got them something.
Marist is Marist.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You know,
What else we got?
All right, last one. Worth County at Irwin.
God,
great.
I
All right,
think
based
that's
on
gonna
that,
be a terrific
that
game.
same opponent that they both have played. They beat Cairo 20-0.
Irwin did.
Irwin did, and then Worth County.
52-43, something like that. I think
That tells me what I need to know.
What do you need to know?
That's an Irwin County butt whooping.
I'm gonna go right there. with
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You talking about a football team that can run it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They gonna run it.
Yeah. Very physical.
Absolutely.
Yep. We saw them. They came to Central over the summer. That's a bunch of good-looking athletes.
What you got, Randy?
I'm Irwin. I agree 100%. I think Worth has got a good scoring offense, but
For sure.
their defense apparently didn't make it at Cairo. Maybe they got stuck at Mr. Chick, but it didn't work. And Irwin, as well as they run the ball and
Yeah.
will continue to run the ball, I'm afraid it just will be too much for them.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference, that
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
agree.
I'm going to go with Irwin as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'll go with Irwin as well, just because, again, if you've got two teams that you look at fairly evenly matched, you go to the defense. And you kind of go, okay, whoever's got the defensive edge, you may have two offensive powers, but if somebody's got a defensive edge, definitely hard to pick against them. But that game's at Irwin, or is it okay?
Yes, at Irwin.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Well, I can tell you this. I think Collins Hill beat Grayson last week.
they did.
Mhm.
Grayson is playing – they've got another game. They could start the season off 0-2.
Yeah,
They are playing. It's one of the games of the week this week. On that man, I'm gonna tell you, if y'all don't subscribe to the Georgia
High School football
God,
daily.
I get it every day, and
Well, and Benedictine, too. They're playing Buford. They could start
That's
0-2
absolutely,
and probably will if I had to make a
Absolutely.
guess on that. But
But I'm telling you right now that
Grayson.
my morning get
Yeah.
started off
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
that. That's
Well,
good
I
stuff.
saw a little tidbit I thought was fascinating. That John Millage team that had won 62 straight games in the private school ranks, they lost to Valwood in the state championship last year, and they lost the opening game the other night. So they've lost 2 games in a
They've
row
got a
now.
new streak going.
Yeah, but going the other
Opposite
way.
direction.
well, and how about that one team that broke their losing streak? It was like 30-something losses in a row, and they finally won a game and by the largest margin ever for their high school
Wow.
last past Friday.
So
That's awesome.
we're trying to see who Grayson's playing. Is that right?
Yeah, who has Grayson got this week?
Let me see. Let me pull it up here real quick.
I think Grayson was ranked number 3.
They are at. It says they're at Thompson, but I don't think that's our Thompson. I don't know who that is.
Thompson, Alabama.
Yes.
They're playing
yes.
Thompson, Alabama, which is like won the state championship in Alabama in the highest class.
That's right.
3 out of the last 4 years.
That's right.
So think about that.
I got folks going, what happened? What happened to Facebook? What happened to Facebook? I'll tell them all. It just died. That happens sometimes.
Gordon
Welcome to
Gordon
school
Central, that's
service.
the team I'm talking. Hadn't won a game since 2020. They beat Southeast Whitfield 62-0.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talking about some kids that I'm gonna tell you, 14 years from now, there'll be a explosion of population.
So what's that mean? Like
I don't know. I don't know why I said that.
Everybody was celebrating.
It was a celebration.
So that school, what does that mean? That I guess their junior class had lost every game they played. Then?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
21,
that?
22, 23. Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
Yeah.
Holy, that'd be hard.
Yeah, that's tough.
And so
That'd be tough.
I was listening to a podcast this week. It's the one that the Georgia High School, that PBS puts out for Georgia High School football. And they interviewed that coach, and he was the head coach, I believe, at Collins Hill at one point. Their head coach now. And he talked about how last year, this was his first year was last year at that school. They didn't win any games. And all the kids thought he was just going to leave at the end of the year. And he said, I'm not giving up on y'all. We're going to get this thing pulled out. First game of the season, get them a W. And
That's awesome, man.
Fantastic.
And
A great
hey,
story. A
it's-
great story.
It's crazy what a W will do.
Yeah.
You'll probably see them go on a streak.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Because them kids got more confidence right now than losing
man.
30.
Yeah.
I promise.
Absolutely.
And they'll remember that game for the rest
Of their life.
Yep.
Hey, we broke that streak.
That's it. We're the ones.
Yeah.
We're the ones that were responsible for
I
it.
mean, that's just how
That's
can
what
you
it's
not
about.
feel good about that?
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night, of course, those of you who will be coming to the stadium will get to see the second induction of the Thomas County Sports or Thomas County Schools Sports Hall of Fame. You're just not going to get much better, although you may see better in some ways the following week, which we'll talk about that next week. You got Billy Joe Copeland, who was the first all-state quarterback in Thomas County Central history. Joe Frank Burns Sr., who was starting wide receiver on that 72 team that Billy Joe was the quarterback for, that made it to the semifinals and was primarily responsible in the secondary for being a part of that team that had more interceptions than the opposing teams had completions. Let that settle in your brain for
That's
a second.
pretty sweet.
I've never heard that in any other level with any other team ever. In fact, I remember hearing it when I was a young guy and asking Cooley and Don Garland and the guys who were, and they all said, yeah, oh yeah, which is crazy. And then the third member will be Joe Frank Burns Jr., Joe Burns. That's pretty sporty. So those three will be inducted into the Thomas County Schools Sports Hall of Fame about 6:55, and then they'll serve as honorary captains out there with the team. It'll be the first time since 1972 that Billy Joe Copeland and Joe Frank Burns Sr. have been on that field together.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man. Well, I thought you had mentioned earlier that the running Terry
White. Now, he's coming later on. He'll be inducted later on.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
but not this week.
September 13th will be his, and that's pretty special too.
Yeah, Terry White was something else.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Tearaway Jersey. He and I, it's so cool because when I was a kid, he was the first like football idol that I ever had. I just thought he was the man.
Oh yeah.
But he'd start the game off wearing number 15, and by the time it was over with, he would have worn 3, 7, 2, 11 because he ran out of jerseys with those tearaway jerseys.
Good problem to have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But he's just so excited about coming down and being a part of it. But anyway, that will be a very cool moment tomorrow night, and I want you to take a chance to get to talk to him too while they're down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. I'm learning all about the history of
It's cool
at our school. So.
Well, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. And hopefully whenever we get it housed in that new multi-purpose building, as the kids are walking through that the hallways, they're going to be learning too. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. And this is just it's a great honor for all of them.
It's cool. It's cool. Guys, got anything else before we get out of here?
See you tomorrow night.
Tailgate show will start at 5:30. And, of course, that's on WTUF 106.3 FM. You can listen to it on the internet as well if you want to stream that. Trying to remember who all is getting. I know Nikki Smith, who was the teacher of the year at the high school, is being interviewed. Trying to remember who the senior football player is. Anyway, Jaden Rubo's interviewing this one of his senior classmates there.
Okay.
Which is really good. And Jaden's done really well now. And he and I and Josie Walden are doing the football talk segment. And anyway, tailgate show is really, really cool. Got a senior band student too. And again, I'm drawing a blank name-wise. We'll be on live at the stadium, 6:30, 6:45 or so. Then we'll have head coach Justin Rogers with Coach's Corner about 7 o'clock. And the live stream will start about 6:50-ish or so. Kasey Massey will be taking care of that thing. And then 7:15, we'll have Bryan starting lineups. Brought to you by Hubbard's Country Meats.
Sometimes seeing the
that's
sausage
some good
meat is a
stuff,
beautiful
boy.
thing.
Sometimes seeing
I'll tell you, if
sausage
y'all
meat's
ain't never
beautiful.
had a carved ribeye from Hubbard's
Man.
meat with all that beautiful marbling. I love to eat. I'm sorry. But
Since we're on the food topic, I do have to say one thing. Fan base didn't do a great job. They didn't come eat dinner with us.
I was going to say, we're eating at Loco's about 5 o'clock. You guys come enjoy, and that is good eating.
You don't have to come. You don't have to come for us. I mean,
No, just
if
come
you're
in.
like,
if
oh,
you
gosh.
ain't never had a pork chop sandwich from Loco's,
Man, well, that French
Hey,
dip.
I got to give it up to this.
Hey, they had-
hamburger.
Yeah, there you
La-
go.
Last meal Dad had.
That's right.
was
That's
Locos.
right. That's
They had
right.
live
or a
music
pot
on there.
roast sandwich.
That's crazy.
I mean, where else can you
Yeah,
find
Jamie
a pot
Farlow.
roast sandwich?
Jamie Farlow, who was a Thomas County
has
guy.
he been singing in
That's
there?
who was singing in it
live
last
music.
week.
Oh, that's
Sure
awesome.
It was nice.
Yeah. But we'll be eating about 5:15 or so. Then 7:30, we'll kick it off, the battle for the bucket, as we will try to. And this is Cairo's first game, so we want to make a what's the word I'm looking for? A favorable impression
Absolutely.
on our compatriots from across the creek. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All brought to you from the county.
And that's it. And thanks to Dairy Queen once again, Greg Davis and everybody there at Dairy Queen for sponsoring the SwarmCast.
Absolutely.
I apologize to all the folks on Facebook who are not watching us right now because Facebook crashed. But we'll post the YouTube link and you guys can go back and watch it. Kasey, thank you. And again,
Thank you.
thinking of your family, man. Thinking of you.
Absolutely, buddy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Bryce, thank you, man, for
Yes, sir.
dropping by, Brian, as always.
Glad y'all let the door in so I could just stumble in here.
Hey, anytime.
Or left the door open, sorry.
Well, that too.
Left the door in, that's
And we
good.
left the door in.
I guess
the
you
door
did
in
stumble in.
You left the door in and stumbled out.
Speaking of going in through the outdoor,
Oh, stumble door.
there you go. Bryce and Coach Rogers don't know which way to go.
Jeez.
And Jamie, thank you, as
Oh,
always.
it's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Let me tell you, I got off work a little early, went and watched some football, and then had SwarmCast. I'm in heaven.
That's a good night.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good night.
I'm in good shape.
All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow night on the radio for the whole crew right here, and we'll be back next Thursday night for another edition of the SwarmCast. Until, though, the Jacket's Nest tomorrow evening. Have yourself a good Thursday night, and we'll see you right there in the Jacket's Nest tomorrow night.